Okay, let's get started. Okay, we're straight in. Vicious. Track 1, side 1 of Lou Reed Live. There's no preamble, the whole band just come in and they play that E, these 5 chords, E to F sharp to G, right? And do it 3 times. On the 4th, A, and then we're into the song that modulates between E and E, E and D. Right, there's a bit of breathing space here because the band are just delineating this riff, and Lou is about to sing Vicious, You Hit Me With a Flower. There's big spaces. This is really, really important. There's big spaces between the chords. So the chords are like, and it sort of exaggerates and emphasises those just 3 prime chords, right? Once it's in D, the tonal centre is D, and the intro, the tonal centre is E. Now, this means that for this song you're going to have 4 scales plus variations on the scales. So, for example, when it's in E, if you had a 5-note scale that went, you might use that, you might use the major. When it shifts to D, D major. So we're going to be using all the scales plus variations of them, and sometimes we'll dip between them in the course of a bar. First solo on this song, and there is just looking at my notes here. We've got Steve, then Dick, then Steve, then Dick, then Steve, then Steve, then Dick. So Dick, third verse fills Steve, Steve, chorus fills Dick. Right? It then goes on a bit. Second solo by Steve, chorus is Steve, and then I've written in block capitals the end. So you can see the guitars are pinging back and forward. So what that means, that one thing's really important about listening to this album, it's panned really hard left and right. Right? So on my stereo, which is sitting down there, if I were sitting right in front of it, Dick would be coming out there, Steve would be coming out there, Dick would be coming out my right, Steve would be coming out my left. It may be different way you've got yours wired up, or if you're using headphones, but you can very clearly hear who's playing what. Right? So what that means is Dick Wagner, you may be asking, well, how do you know which one's which? And the only way I can answer that is by saying on Intro Sweet Jane, Steve plays that solo. I think we all know that Steve plays that solo, and that comes out there. So therefore, let's take the leap of faith that Steve's always coming out that, and when they did the second album, he's still coming out that. On White Light, White Heat, with the slide comes out there, and it's Steve that plays it. So that would make sense. It would suggest that that's Sir Dick, that's Sir Steve. Which means that Dick Wagner plays. This is really punchy chords. And they both play. You can clearly hear that low G in the third chord, right? So Steve's first solo, right? This will be the opening video. And Steve's first solo does this. Right? That's the first solo here. It's Steve Hunter that plays it, right? And it comes in on 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's exactly the same as 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So if we look at that, right? Again, like I said, just think of this E minor 5-note scale. And no flat 5 yet. Right. So first thing we do is we bend the D and let it down to a D. We bend the D up to E, right? And natural. Right. Loads of vibrato on everything. Sometimes the vibrato will sync with the phase 90 and it's absolutely heavenly, right? But Steve starts off by, right? So we're getting this bend, the D goes up to the E, you release it, a trill, and then you bend A, right? Bend the top G. That's the second lick. This time we're bending the high E string, bending the G note, shake it, another trill, right, and again we put a shake in it, and we then go down a bit across the strings. Now what's going to happen is, you change key to, right, so you have to be aware of this. So Steve knows this, he's going to go, and now we're in D major, right? See what's happening there? Right, so we've got so we can do that jump between E minor 5-note scale to D. So we've got the, play it really slowly. Fret the D, trill, and this is where Steve wants to go to D major. This is transition to the D major chord. Then we bend this note, the F. And then we bend this one. So and then that's the first solo on the song. The funny bit, if you're thinking in terms of scales, is when we flip from E minor still in E minor, still in E minor, we're going to go into D major right now, and that's going D, F sharp, A, B, A, and then we want a really kind of sleazy. So then we do a mix of D minor and D major. So it's that lick, you know, that lick, but the bend the F up to G, then fret the E and let it down, repeat bend, and the moment Steve hits that D note, and that's it. So just bang my guitar. So that is the first solo on Vicious, and as I say, there are a lot of solos. I can do two solos per video. We'll be getting through it. So just to recap. There we go, Sea Hunter first solo.